Let's talk about the numbers that exposes the whole game. 90%. That's how much of the price you pay for a 3D printed home from Icon. By their own numbers, mind you, that goes straight into the pockets of profiteers, not into the home itself. You're looking at a $400,000 price tag for a house they openly admit costs them about $40,000 to print. That means for every dollar you spend, just 10 cents builds your walls, your roof, your shelter. The rest is a siphon, a parasite tax that stands as an indictment of everything broken in our current system. Icon isn't shy about this. They boast about their technology, about how they can print a house in a matter of days, how the cost of materials and labor plummets with automation. They stand on stages, smiling for press releases, selling the fantasy of a revolution in housing. But when you look at the bottom line, all that innovation is being used to entrench the very forces it should have liberated us from. What should have been a watershed moment for human progress has been hijacked and warped to serve the ancient relentless hunger for rent, for speculation, for profit with no connection to value or need. This isn't just a story about one company or one technology. It's a microcosm of the old world clinging to power using new tools for the same old game. The Enlightenment gave us the idea that reason, science, and human dignity could set us free from the chains of feudalism. Socialism built on that foundation, declaring that the products of our collective genius belong to all, not to be cornered, not to be hoarded, but to be shared. What Icon is doing today is nothing less than the digital enclosure of the commons. They took a technology that could end homelessness and wrapped it in barbed wire, selling access at a ransom. The numbers are criminal. They're not a quirk of the market. They are the market in its rawest, ugliest form. When $360,000 out of $400,000 is just a toll, just the price to exist, we are living through a soft form of extortion. This is not a free exchange between equals. This is the replication of a feudal rent relationship with the technology of tomorrow, shackled to the business models of yesterday. Now, compare this to the sovereign home. A $63,000 home, fully off-grid capable, built around the principles of autonomy, resilience, and true cost. For less than the price of a new pickup truck, you could get not just shelter, but real security. You are no one's serf, no one's captive tenant, no one's lifelong debtor. You are sovereign. You own not just the walls, but the means of life itself. Your energy, your water, your space to think, to create, to be. There's no mystery, no hand-waving about market forces, no argument that this is just how things are. It is a pure material demonstration that the chains are artificial, that the obstacles are manufactured, and that freedom is only ever one act of will away from reality. This is the dividing line between Enlightenment socialism and the hollow promises of Endarkenment feudalism. Enlightenment socialism says that technology is for everyone, that science must serve human flourishing, and that every human being is entitled to the material conditions of liberty. The Endarkenment model is a betrayal of that legacy, a demonstration that the owning class will use any advance, no matter how revolutionary, to preserve their toll booths, their chokeholds, their monopoly on hope. You can see the cost of their extraction in every mortgage, in every wasted year of labor, in every family locked out by artificial scarcity that should have ended years ago. Think about what's being stolen beyond the dollars. It's your future. It's your time. Every hour spent working to pay off a parasite tax is an hour stolen from your own life. It's not just about money. It's about agency, about what kind of civilization we want to build and for whom. The truth is, you're not just being asked to buy a house. You're being told to rent your freedom from the people who contribute nothing but their own hunger for more. 90%. That is the price of obedience to a system that cannot imagine a world where the fruits of progress are shared. That is the weight of all the false choices you've ever been handed. The debt you're expected to shoulder. The promise of the future held hostage. It doesn't have to be this way. The path out is clear. Reclaim technology for the people. Restore the Enlightenment's promise of liberty, equality, and solidarity, rooted not in slogans, but in structures, in systems, in real material changes you can feel in your bones. The sovereign home model is proof that a different future is possible, and it's not some distant dream. It's here. It's now. And it is being actively suppressed by the very forces who claim to be leading the charge. This is the moment to draw the line. Refuse the parasite tax. Refuse to fund your own captivity. Stand up for a world where science serves freedom, where homes are built for life, not profit, where no one ever again has to ask permission just to exist. That's what's at stake. 90% of your money, your life, your freedom, or a new world built together. Choose.